Well, one half of the grand final program has been decided. It will be Manly progressing next week, and it will either be the Lionesses of Sydney Uni or Warringah's women's side, traditionally the Rats. Do we have a battle of the beaches in the grand final? And we're still waiting for the field to clear. Game going slightly over. A tough loss for the Wildfires. They gave it everything. Manly just too good. We talked about last game. Plenty of international and Super Rugby talent on display. And as we come to expect, no matter what grade, no matter what level, Sydney Uni, plenty of talent in their side as well, could probably have their own Super Rugby franchise at this point. Warringah have a few Waratahs. And a Wallaroo, rather. They're going to be up against an undefeated Lionesses side. Will the undefeated season continue? Or will it all come crashing down in the semis? And it's a foreboding sign there. It's knocked backwards from the kickoff, but it's still with Uni. Or is it? Warringah have turned it over almost immediately and have a chance to attack. These two teams met last week. They were separated by 7 points. Uni 19, Warringah 12. Uni come in, runaway minor premiers, first place in this Women's Premier 15's Division 1 competition. Penalty Uni. Not releasing. Anthony Deep here with you on New South Wales Rugby TV, bringing you the semi-finals in the Premier 15's competition for Sydney Women's Rugby Union. We've already had one cracker of a game. This one doesn't look like it'll be any different. If you missed the earlier result, it was Manly 23, Hunter Wildfires 19. The tantalising potential for a Battle of the Beaches grand final. But Sydney Uni won't be playing into that storyline. They'll look to start as they mean to go on. And here they go from the line out. In our commentary position on ground level, it's going to be hard to pick out some of these players for you. But Uni in possession in the blue and gold hoops. Warringah in the green with white. Penalty Uni. Kick finds touch. Inside the 22 by the look of it, possibly even well inside. Looks like there have been some mild changes to the team sheet, so I'll try and fill you in on that. Mainly just jersey numbers, but it's going to make my job a little bit harder. Uni go the maul, but it was knocked on. So Warringah will have a scrum deep in their own end here. And we'll reset this one. Referee wasn't happy with it. So the sun beaming down once again. It was relatively cool. We got a little bit of rain in the second half of that first semi-final. Now fairly warm conditions here at St. Luke's Park North in Concord in the city of Canada Bay. We eventually get the set call. Strong scrum from Uni, but Warringah retain. Only about 45 metres away before it's received. And Uni once again on the counter attack and making metres post contact here. The Lionesses running rampant so far with ball in hand. Anderson. Nancy Volkman in the one jumper. There's Tissera Volkman. Strong tackle. Referee keeps his arm down. Has to release and does so. Ball knocked backwards. It's actually been knocked on by Warringah, signalled by the referee. Uni still with it. Moving through the hands once more. Holly Cameron. Pretty slow ruck speed here. Very methodical Uni. Kicking crossfield is put down on the far wing. And it will be a knock-on. Warringah scrum to follow. But it was a knock-on advantage. And that hadn't expired. So Uni will basically get the mulligan here. Eventually comes out and Uni once again in possession and streaking away down the sideline, and it's all too easy. Millie Scutt crosses over the line. And that'll open up the scoring. Uni 5, Warringah 0, kick to come. Well, we saw this in the first semi-final we had. Manly attacking early. And within the first 5 or so minutes, took the lead. But if you watch that earlier game, you'll know what happened next. So Uni can't afford to fall asleep. So the Melbourne Rebel, Millie Scutt, opens us up here. I think that's her first try of the season as well, if my stats are correct. So not a bad time to score your first meat pie of the season. Conversion comes in from the weak side. Sideline off the uprights and out. So the score remains Sydney Uni 5, Warringah 0. And I tell you what, Manly might be doing a favour for Warringah at the moment because they are singing their team song behind Uni's line. And if that doesn't fire up Warringah, I don't know what will. So Uni out of their own end, deep into their 22 here. Straight away we'll look for touch. And straight over us and the cameraman's head, thankfully. And deep into the bushes. So we're going to be here a while waiting for a match ball. No, we've got one spare. Louise Sheridan throws in. It's almost stolen by Uni. Think there might have been a knock on there. Referee keeps his hand down right in front of our commentary position. But first use of the ball for Warringah so far. Straight through the line. Mackenzie Lawler to the 10 metres mark. It's an awkward ball. And it's an awkward landing for Sabine Blakeman as well. Does well to hold on to it, present it. Mackenzie Lawler again. If my team sheet's not mistaken, but it may well be. Kick from the box into the 22. And it finds the ground, and it's going to put Jai Singer under all sorts of pressure. Back they go, clearing kick, but only as far as Katrina Barker. And out now to Claudia Meltzer. Big cutout ball, almost a hospital ball, but well held by a teammate there in support and quickly played from the ruck by Warringah. Strong counter ruck, but still with the green and white from the Northern Beaches. Meltzer again in 15, hands it off. Crawling towards the 22 metres line, but it's a penalty to Uni again. Another attacking penalty conceded, and again, no release. And still Uni lead 5-0 in this early stage of this first half. Our second semi-final. Winner goes through to next week to play Manly, who defeated Hunter 23-19 in the game that just concluded. Uni in their own half towards the halfway line. Had plenty of possession in the opening stages. They wanted a forward pass there, didn't get it. Strong counter ruck by Warringah, and it's a penalty to them. Anything you can do, I can do better. Kick for touch by Warringah. It's nice and deep here, and it's going to find touch well inside Uni territory. In fairness, she's almost taken out a small child on the footpath nearby. Such was her precision. Line out stolen by Uni. Don't have the safety of directly into touch here. Big cutout ball, almost a bit desperate here. Awkward looking landing there. Went to ground, looks to be okay. Frantic rucking by both teams. It's cleared away by Uni. Strong kick chase, but it's put down by Mount Stevens. And it's a knock on. It'll be a scrum. No, it will be an advantage. I thought the referee had blown his whistle there for a second. Signalled like it. It's still with Uni. Still crawling upfield, making metres. Cut out ball, looking for someone out on the wing maybe, but this one finds touch about half a Gilbert on the correct side of the line. No advantage. Back they'll go. We might be in the splash zone here again. No, going far side. Our equipment is safe for the time being. Strong kick by Grace Freeman. Finds touch about 43 away from their own line. So forward momentum arrested just for the time being as the sun disappears behind the clouds again. Hoping that the rain will hold off once more, but thought that before and it came down for at least about 3 minutes or so. Does well to bring it down in the line out, and here come Uni once more. 3 or 4 player tackle there. With Uni once more, still moving forward through the hands of Jemima McCalman. On Wallaroo and Brumby course. Plenty of those in the Sydney Uni squad, the Lionesses. Shades of an obstruction. Referee's playing it on. Stolen away. It's knocked on. And Warringah will have a scrum right in front of their own sideline, about 10 in from touch. 43 or so away from Uni's line. Still 5-0 in favour of the Lionesses as we approach the halfway mark. I don't know if it's the dense air on the cold afternoon here, but we've been having trouble all day with players hearing whistles. So that'll be a reset scrum. Set call comes in, fed and retained by Warringah. Clean ball. Moving through the hands now. Back over the wrong side of halfway, but immediately right back over it through Binding. Binding down the sideline. Still going. They haven't wrapped her up just yet. They're not going to wrap her up. From the scrum brace, it's try time Warringah. Warringah 5, Uni 5 with a kick to come. Almost a carbon copy of our earlier semi-final. And it's Maddie Binding who gets herself the first try of the Radettes semi-final. Well, we said there was going to be plenty of talent on display today. And that's exactly what we've seen. This Women's Premier 15s competition. Still already delivered one cracking semi-final. Looks like we might be on the same trajectory in this one. Kick looks to be about on the 22-metre line. Not far in, if at all, from touch. Strong side, but it's a fair old whack needed. Kick comes in, but it's pretty low, and it won't make the distance. Score remains Warringah 5, Uni 5, first half of the second semi-final. Deep kickoff keeps it low. It's a bit of a line drive. And it's mishandled at the back. They're going to be under all sorts of pressure here, Warringah, but cleared away towards touch over the sideline and outside of the 22. So just going to move Uni back a bit here. Line out couldn't be brought down, and it was not straight anyway. So Warringah will get possession here from the restart. Not a bad outcome for them. We'll see if they can create some magic from the back here. It's about 30 away from their own line. You can see both teams' reinforcements. I can see them warming up in the northern in goal, or behind the northern in goal rather, trying to stay warm as the sun again has well and truly disappeared. Penalty Warringah. Scrum collapse. And Tatum Bird possibly inadvertently taken out there. Warringah will look for touch and keep crawling upfield metre by metre. Off the boot. Line out marked about 2 metres short of halfway. That one was not straight either, says the referee. It's always tricky, but if you hit them on the wrong shoulder, the referee will blow you up every time. So Warringah might have gifted possession back to the Lionesses here, who take the line-out option. It's a short one. And they go to the front, and it's with Uni. So they've secured possession right back over halfway now. Trying to find the gaps through this Warringah defence, but so far unsuccessful. It's cleared away again by Freeman. Bounces. It's a beautiful bounce for Uni if they can hold on to it, and they have. Hands it off to a teammate, and it's all too easy. I think that might be Freeman who scored that as well. It's try-time Lionesses out of absolutely nothing. And it is Grace Freeman who crosses for a meat pie. Uni 10, Warringah 5, kick to come. Well, it's an all-Rebels score sheet at the moment for the Lionesses. Millie Scutt in the 9 and Grace Freeman in the 10. Having a Super Rugby women's combination in your starting side in a semi-final probably doesn't hurt too much. Brings her tally, Grace Freeman, up to 5 tries for the season. Was the second highest point scorer coming into the game today in the Division 1 side of the Premier 15s. To convert her own try. It's not a bad looking kick at all. Linesmen haven't moved. Flags go up. And there we go. It's a 7-point game now. Uni 12, Warringah 5. So Uni get back in the lead. We saw this in the earlier game as well. They went try for try. And they'll clear their lines. And almost takes out poor David Lunnon at the table. Member of the, or part of the Sydney Women's Rugby Union, rather. Also helped launch Briars Women's Rugby, who I've been associated with previously in the WX Shield, but at the moment it's Premier 15s and it's Sydney Uni ball. About 38 away from their own line. Does well to hang on to it there. Had to grab it from behind her own back there. And again, Uni looking for touch. 50-22 could be an option here. And there's a strong chase. It's recovered well by Warringah out of their own 22 now. Don't think about kicking it. They're happy to play out of their own zone. Maybe now thinking about the kick, taking time, setting up and composing. This one might drop just about in field, and it was. Freeman. Ball out to Derrera, and now kicked through by McCalman. Hands go up everywhere, and it's a penalty to Uni. Warringah struggling to get out of their own half. It's Ngannou in the 3 maybe. Wraparound play is on. It's a thing of beauty here. Away to Rivers. Brought down, but passes it away to Jaya Singer, who's brought down short. Warringah are going to have to dig their heels in here and keep this Uni attack out. And it's going to be 3-on-2. Is this going to be a maul or a tackle? Just a tackle, says the referee. Players at the back wanting to try and dive under. Referee right on the spot says not yet. And again, blindside, this time maybe held up. No, still short and still diving under. Good luck picking a number out of this pile. Bodies are everywhere. I can see the Gilbert's been hung up in the ruck, but it's finally out from Freeman. And now finally Warringah driving Uni back a little bit, but have to keep, well, clogging up these holes in the defensive line. Otherwise they're going to be in real strife just like that. And Uni put their third try of the afternoon on the board, and it's Uni 17, Warringah 5 in the first half of this semi-final. Hanley Derrera credited with the try. Another Melbourne Rebel, would you believe it? It's 3 on the scoreboard for Uni. So the Super Rugby influence having a big effect in this Premier 15's competition. Another one of her teammates, Freeman, to step in and convert it. But no, the flag stay down. Score remains Uni 17, Warringah 5. So it's a 12-point game. And Warringah have had opportunities. Well, so far they've pretty much taken them. Uni have created plenty. Momentum is not favouring the Rats women's side, but you never know. Still plenty of time. Second half still to come. Uni cannot afford to fall asleep as the Rats continue to move towards halfway. Big cutout ball and finds an opening. Binding again, this time on the opposite wing. And now starting to trouble the Uni defensive line. Strong carry by O'Neill. There's a penalty advantage playing out as well by the look of it. Might have been high, might have been offside. Who knows if they'll even need it. Strong counter ruck from Uni. It's another advantage by the look of it, going off feet or over the ball. Warringah trying to go through that far sideline gap once more. Need to get their players on side and set something up here. Strong carry once more. Making meters over the gain line. They try and kick through, it's charged down. Recovered by O'Neill, but the advantage ends. Going over the ruck. Well, we saw, I think, 3 yellow cards in our previous game. Let's see both teams 15 on 15. Warringah avoid the counter ruck and come out with it still. And it's a knock on. Awkward looking tackle. The offload, maybe just a bridge too far. Told to release it, and Uni go out the back. Thought they were going to kick it. But now moving through the back line, trying to find an overlap. And they have it if they can get the last pass out, but so far their hands letting them down. Warringah doing well to scramble across field, now making progress upfield to Uni, and about 5 metres short of the 10-metre line on the wrong side of halfway for them. Out the back they go, and Freeman will clear. It's a booming kick. Got to make sure it doesn't run into touch, but it breaks back in field. Threat of 50-22, of course, always an issue. Meltzer has to try and get rid of this, otherwise she's isolated, but that's not going to help Mount Stevens. And it's been knocked on as well. So it'll be a Uni scrum right in front of that left upright. And Uni just putting a ton of pressure on this Warringah team. Uni looking to extend their lead beyond 2 scores. We have a player down as well. I think it might be a Rats player. Trying to see if I can see the number. Hard to make out from this vantage point. Again, apologies if I call some players incorrectly or not at all. We are down here on halfway at ground level. So once again, welcome to you wherever you're watching from, be it across Sydney, the state, Australia, or indeed the world, with plenty of international attention on the women's game and plenty of Super Rugby and international talent on display today. So play will resume. Uni with another chance before half-time to turn the screws even more. Warringah certainly haven't shied away from this battle, but Uni, as you would come to have expected from them, again, in pretty much any competition they play in the rugby sphere, and just taking it to a whole other one. Scrum fed, and it's at the back, and there's a big drive, but it's come loose, and it's been stolen away by Warringah legally, and it's actually a knock-on, in fact. Warringah chance to clear their lines again, and they go out the back, and it's a big drop punt. And she's on the sideline. How will the referees rule this one? I don't think it had broken the plane of touch, and it hadn't. So rare mistake there. Naraya Jayasinger. One thing I always find interesting as well with this, the state of the women's rugby game in Sydney especially, is so many players jump between OzTag and touch or women's rugby league, and the rules are a bit different in all of them. You just wonder sometimes if they, well, make a composite rule book in their head with all the wrong rules for a game. Hard to blame if they get that one wrong occasionally. Clearing kick looking for touch as a little bit of water starts to spit down on us, and it's with Jayasinger. Stays with it blindside, staying alive. Freeman sidestep, brought down. Uni still with it through Pip Austin. In front of the sticks, there's a penalty advantage as well, about 35 out. So again, if Uni get this one wrong, probably got a mulligan up their sleeve now as well. Through their hands once more, Cameron. Inside ball to Sarah Volkman. Sun beats down once more. Uni still with it. As the rain continues to just sprinkle down a bit, it's going to make this Gilbert a little bit more slippery than either of these teams would probably like. Still moving laterally, but not moving too far forward. Knocked back is the call. Uni still with it. It's a little bit of a sun shower, but nothing too major. In the 22, but not making much more than that. Freeman kicks through looking for support. Can't take the mark on the bobble, and it will end the advantage anyway. As we move towards half-time, and if Uni wish to do so, they can go out to 15 points. They take the shot at goal here and make it. And that's exactly what they're going to attempt. And in fairness, might just be a good opportunity for them to recover some stamina as well. It's been fast and frantic this first half. Neither team really establishing dominance until Uni got that run of 2 tries in response. Sometimes they say don't wake the beast, and maybe that's exactly what Warringah did by scoring early. Freeman 20 out in front of the sticks. Chip shot. It's good enough. Uni go out to 20 points to 5, the lead. But in fairness, if you're watching this and maybe aren't aware of some of the players on this uni side right now, it is essentially, well, Melbourne Rebels essentially 20, Warringah 5, because all their points have come through Rebels women's players. Glass half full, glass half empty. Uni have the lead by 15 points as we approach half-time. Clearing their lines once more and flipping all the pressure right back onto the Rats women. Meltzer clears, looks for distance more than anything and finds it and the grass. Freeman returns serve quite literally from her own 10 metres line. Bit of kick tennis. I don't mind a bit of it myself personally. As the bell goes, that'll be the halftime break, and the field now starting to pose a little bit of a problem. And a bit of a smile on the face. She says, come on then. It took 3 of them to bring her down, giggling the whole way. And that one's knocked on, and I think that'll get us to the orange slices for the first half. Or have I heard things? I don't think the referee realised that the bell rang about a minute ago before that play was finished. Warringah sideline giving me the shush. Can they close this gap before the break? They need a little bit of help at the moment. Retained by Warringah. Trying to go through the blinds, the open side again rather. Is that binding again? Is playing both sides of the field, but it's a knock on. And this time, that is half time. All the work to do in the second half for the Rats. Uni 20, Warringah 5. Second half coming up after this. Winner plays Manly next week. Second half about to get underway, and we're off. Uni 20-5, the better at the moment. Warringah certainly not the first half they would have wanted. If this result holds, Uni go and play Manly next week, and their undefeated season continues for at least one more week. But Warringah are not going to die wondering. They will throw everything they can at Uni because, quite frankly, at the moment there is no next week for them. Will it be a Battle of the Beaches or the Lionesses taking on the Mermaids? It's not Greek mythology. It could be what we get in the grand final next week. Plenty of reinforcements look like they've come on for Uni at halftime. And here we go through the hands again. Shows and goes herself, McCalman. McCalman through, almost untouched. And there's the experience. And Uni do what Uni do, and they punish Warringah's defence. Uni 25, Warringah 5. Kick to come. Well, finally, someone not contracted to the Melbourne Rebels is on the score sheet for Uni. But this time it's an ACT Brumby. Wallaroo number 187, Jemima McCalman. Freeman to add to her points tally as well in this conversion. 20-08, just outside the right-hand upright. Strikes it cleanly, makes it look easy. Uni 27, Warringah 5. High tackle penalty advantage playing out for Uni. Gives him a bit of license to throw this around. Tries to play. I don't think she was entitled to play it to herself there. She wasn't. The referee blows the advantage back.
Back 10. He's going to mark you 10 soon, girls.
So the wind picking up, and it probably would favour Uni off this kick. And it looks like it's done that exactly. Carry the ball maybe an extra 5-10 metres right to the Warringah 10. The sun begins to set on the far side. It will make this line out difficult for the jumpers on both teams. And again, bonus points don't matter. Loser goes home. Winner plays Manly next week. It's an untidy line out, and it's stolen at the back. Awkward upright tackle playing on. Referee commands Uni to release the ball, and they eventually oblige. Warringah trying to get over this. The ball is out. O'Neill. Another strong carry. Ball is eventually presented. Intercept attempted. It's a penalty. It's a deliberate knock-on. Quick tap taken. Uni must retreat. Don't think they have quite yet. Big cutout shown. Didn't give it. And again, just a bit of a giggle between two of these teams. It's good to see them enjoying themselves out there in this Women's Premier 15s Division 1 semi-final. If you can't enjoy playing sport, then what's the point? There's another advantage playing out for Warringah as their sideline wills them on to try and claw this deficit back and make a real contest of this. Sheridan takes an awkward tackle, and that's a high tackle as well. Back to her feet, looks a little bit rattled, but nothing more than that. Warringah will tap and go. Now they look for that cutout ball. It's a strong tackle. Leilani Nathan wrapped up. Very quick defensive line from Uni at the moment. Kicks through by Meltzer again. Doesn't take the mark in the 22. Clears it. It's going to find touch. It'll bounce short of the 22, or will it? It will. Almost a chance of a 50-22. Warringah will be on their back fence here with a line out.
The top women's competition in New South Wales, the referees aren't mine.
Well, they beat Uni with the set move there. And it's with Warringah still trying to find a way through this defensive line, and that scramble defense. Rivers just wraps up her opposite number pretty much. Trying to create something from the back here, deep in their own 22 again, but not afraid to run this ball. Fingerprints all over the Gilbert. Referee calls taken back, but it's going to find the grass. But it only finds Hanley Durera again. Another one of these super contracted players. And through the hands they go, McCalman again. Warringah sideline trying to just rev up their side. It's a 22-point deficit, but it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. But down the sideline, I think that's Jaya Singer on the far side. Brought down about 5-10 metres short. Again, a bit hard to see from this ground level position. It's still with Uni. Has to roll away that Gilbert just getting hung up in the bodies, and the referee's going to penalise Warringah. Advantage being played. Strong carry towards the line. Not there just yet. I think that's been knocked on. So back for the penalty they go. Looks like the AR marked that one. Not rolling away. Well, bodies got caught up in that ruck. That ball's just about being kicked onto Crane Street. And looks like a change to be made by Warringah here. And that might be April O'Neill. Making way. Comes down with Uni straight into a rolling maul. Balls at the back. And there it is. It's too easy. It is simply too easy for the Lionesses. Brittany Merlot puts another one on the board for Sydney Uni. And they go out to 32-5. With the kick to come. Data Thomas looks like she'll be making her way on when the touch judges make their way back up to halfway. Is the sun well and truly beginning to fall behind the far sideline? It'll be Hamilton again. Try and add to her tally. It's not a bad-looking kick as the wind picks up, but it's not good enough. Score remains Sydney Uni 32, Warringah 5. And it looks like we will be denied a Battle of the Beaches in the grand final. So a few subs coming on. So Rena Izuka, Piper Marchant, and Talia Pasili will be coming on if the numbers are correct as per the team sheets. Which again, I'm not certain they are, but we do our best out here. In between sort of kickoff, not too long, not too short. Strong contact, have Warringah stolen it? Trying to dig the ball out of this ruck, there it is. Warringah turn it over. Going to have a crack themselves. Chantel Nettleton in the 24 jumper. Makes an impact early on. Kadata Thomas in the 25. Trying to go through the back. Shows and goes. Comes back inside Engineering. Penalty advantage. Uni went off feet. It's an intercept, but it will break down anyway. McCalman almost had a brace, if not for the earlier infringement. But we go back. Warringah have to find a way to come home with a wet sail here. It is a long and steep mountain to climb against a dominant Uni team. Kadata Thomas again. Gets some assistance, moving towards the 22. Warringah looking for a response. Put the second try of the game on, but since then it has been one-way traffic. And it's come from Missenden Road just about. Madalena Wilson. Ball comes out again, out the back to Meltzer. Kicks through, ineffective though, and it's fielded by Uni in their own 22. Phase is outside the 22. Safety of touch on the full, not available on this phase. Ball is knocked backwards, I think, and then cleared away pretty much from their own 5 metres line. And have a look at the roll of this. And the strong kick chase coming through for Uni Derrera. First one up. Big cutout ball in the 22. Tries to get around Jayasinger and does, but only finds the winger. I think that's Kate Barry on the far sideline. Tries to chop her down. And my apologies, it's not Kate Barry out there. Binoculars ineffective with the sun so low. That's been knocked back by Warringah, says the referee. It's a try to Uni if this stands. Referee's going to have a discussion with the AR about how that ball came out. All eyes on the referee. Try time Uni. The Lionesses put another one up on the board. Uni 37, Warringah 5, kick to come. Well, it's becoming more and more dire by the second if Warringah want to keep this season alive. And the scary thing for them would be, even if they can get, for example, back level, they'd have to actually find a way to get back ahead to have any hope of going through. Because if we get a draw after 10 minutes extra time each way, Uni would go through by default, having finished higher on the ladder. Strong kick. It's a very good-looking kick. It's a great kick from the sideline from Freeman. Uni 39, Warringah 5. So Brianna Hoyt credited with the try, if I'm not mistaken, or Waratah's Super Rugby Women's player as well. So plenty of elite talent in this Lionesses side. Certainly no shame in losing to them. And their star players have been doing the damage. Uni coming out of their own end once more and popped around the outside again. Is that Piper Duck in the 16, I think? Another strong carry by Uni, by Sarah Ngama. Ball comes out the back. It's knocked backwards, says the referee, and through the hands they go. And it's put down by Barry on the wing. And the quick line-out's allowed. I thought Uni might have gotten to the mark first, but it'll be an accidental knock-on against them in any case. So they'll start from inside their own 22. A fair bit of the wind of this Warringah sideline has been taken out. Hard to blame them. It's been somewhat of a mismatch on paper, but the Rats haven't shied away from the contest, in fairness to them. And if you were talking anyone but Uni previously, well, it's probably only been exacerbated by games like this. They go out the back. Zarera, big cutout ball. They go blindside again. This is problems once more for Warringah. It's a big tackle. Referee says it's legal, allows it. And they continue to play on here, the Lionesses. And they are absolutely preying on that far sideline defence. Another strong carry ball out the back. Players lining up. Here's a big crossfield kick looking for Barry. This time she holds onto it. This time she goes over in the corner. It's a cracking try for Uni, who are making absolutely sure that their undefeated season continues. And I tell you what, if anyone's from the Manly Mermaids is watching this, you've got your work cut out for you next week. Uni 44, Warringah 5, kick to come. Two in from touch, about 25 away from the goal line. Right in front of the commentary position. Starts left, stays left, no goal. So she's stranded for the time being on 14 points. Sydney Uni 44, Warringah 5. Back underway. And Uni once again bringing out from deep in their own half. Through their hands again and trying to find another gap through. Well brought down. Piper Duck. And it's a penalty. Looks to be offside. So Freeman will look for touches. Well, not that I can award points, but has basically been involved in just about everything today. Goal kicking, has herself a try. It's been pretty much dependable. O'Gorman at the back does well to hold off the defence. Duck. Intercepted by Warringah. They kick from their own 10, looking for a 50-22. And this one's going to roll right into touch. Is it inside the 22 or not? It's marked a metre short. So the 50-22 is denied. I tell you, the touch judge had about 5 or 10 metres. He needed a head start there. Stays confident with his call. And there's an advantage to the Rats. It's a knock on. I'm not a massive fan of the phrase ball don't lie, but a lot of people believe in that sort of thing, and maybe they'd feel vindicated. Looks like Sophie Davey will be making her first appearance of the afternoon for Warringah. Good attacking opportunity here for the Rats, who are essentially playing for pride now. You always like to see a team still putting players on. She comes on with a rocket strapped to her back almost. Probably out of reach for Warringah now, but a chance to make a statement going into the next season. Eventually we get some stability. Free kick Warringah, short arm penalty. Good luck taking a restart on the mark there. It's about 40 bodies down on the ground, only 30 players on it. Tatum Bird. Kadeta Thomas. Still with it, still going forward. They still can't bring it down. Kadeta Thomas. Slow ball from the back of the ruck. Trying to stay low, pick and drive. Doesn't give it out the back. Warringah not going to die wondering. They're going to throw everything they can at this uni defence until that bell goes, and probably just a little bit after it anyway. Strong tackle, knocks the ball loose. It was a good old-fashioned rib tickler, that one. Katrina Barker fumbles it. And the Ruddies sideline still behind them. Haven't given up on their team. So some might say it's a double win for Manly today. I don't think that's necessarily a fair assessment, because they're going to have their work cut out for them next week. It'll be the Mermaids and the Lionesses in the Women's Premier 15's Grand Final for 2024. Time ticking away, and that Sydney Uni undefeated season will continue. Fed. And it's an advantage as well to Uni, who continue to drive this scrum. The front rows have come up. Plenty of pressure on that Warringah front row. Finds touch comfortably. Marked right on the 10 metres line, maybe even a metre beyond it. Brittany Merlot has herself a meat pie this afternoon. She throws in straight to the front. Referee allows it. AR still got his flag up, but he puts it down eventually. And once again, down that far sideline has been giving Warringah headaches all second half. Still with it, Uni still moving forward, almost intercepted. And how's the referee going to rule that? Just the accidental offside. So scrum 45 away from Warringah's line. Uni 44, Warringah 5 is the score, and probably doesn't tell the full story of the game. It was always going to be a tough assignment for anyone who had to face this Uni team stacked with talent, elite level talent from just about every Super Rugby club, as far as I can tell. And it's another strong scrum from Uni, who pick and go from the back now. Through Duck again. They bring it down just shy. Wasn't held of the 22. Still going, Piper Duck. Still going. Offloads it around the back to Barry for a double. Short is the call. Slow to come out the back. They finally do. Freeman, sorry. And now through their hands, there's a massive overlap outside. Doesn't give it to Jaya Singer, goes herself. Hayley Derrera gets a double. And it's the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake, really, for Uni. Uni 49, Warringah 5, kick to come. Well, yes, it is first versus fourth, but again, score probably doesn't tell you the full story of Warringah today. Derrera gets a second, the Melbourne Rebel. Freeman from the far sideline, 25 away from goal. Steps in and strikes. It's not a bad looking kick, but it's not good enough. Uni 49, Warringah 5. So time should just be out after this kickoff. Assuming this will be the last sort of set of phases. And now for Uni, it's damage limitation. Don't get suspended and don't pick up any injuries. And take your best squad into next week's grand final against Manly. The job is pretty much done in terms of this semi-final. In fact, it is done. But now it's about survival. Still haven't heard the bell yet, so play will continue. There's another advantage playing out to Uni, and again down that far sideline, it's a forward passer, will come back for it anyway. And again, I think that's an offside. So Freeman again. It's a deep kick for touch. And it finds the sideline about 35 away. Well, Uni would probably love to crack the half century, you know. I'm positive that Warringah wouldn't want to concede the half century. The Ruddies have certainly not shied away from this game. Do not let the scoreboard fool you. Free kick. Short arm penalty at the back of the line out. And they'll take a scrum. So another chance to put a hurting on this Warringah side, and vice versa for Warringah to put a hurting on Uni rather. Don't know where that came from, my apologies. It's been a good day of rugby here. Bit of a disappointing anticlimactic end for this semi-finals day, but plenty of fantastic rugby on display. It gets better every year. And hopefully soon, this Women's Premier 15s competition will get the stages it so really deserves. And great job to Sydney Women's Rugby as well for continuing to forward the development of this game and this system. And for Uni, it's paid dividends today. And a rare mistake from Freeman. Warringah sideline still willing their team on. I hope they won't take it as an insult that they haven't shut up all afternoon. Regardless of the score, they have been firmly behind their team. And that's exactly what you need from your supporters. Case in point. Driven back by Uni, but they retain their feed. Bird with it. Outside, shows, goes again. Driven back just behind halfway. It's come out through the hands, but I think it's still legal, and it is. 47 or so away from Uni's line, looking for a consolation try. Strong carry again. Georgie Fryer. Penalty advantage for a high tackle as well. Referee tells him, got a release. Kick through by Tatum Bird. And I assume that will end the advantage, and it will.
Great carry, Georgie. That's amazing. Good stuff, G. Careless whispers right there.
So no thought about the 3 points or anything. They'll just get the ball back into play and have another crack at them. There'll be plenty to learn from this dominant Uni team. They're going to keep throwing it against the Uni defensive line until something sticks. Rolling through the phases. Kadata Thomas as well has had her hands on the Gilbert plenty during her stint. Charlize Grace. Outside to Barker. Throws it back inside to Sheridan, Jade Sheridan. Big cutout ball doesn't find its intended target. Nettleton. Over again to Barker. Poppy Mayhew. Breaking over the 22 metres line. Warringah starting to get a roll on here. Fryer. Offside, that'll be a penalty advantage for the Ruddies. Right in front of the post. Tap and go is the option they want. Going to have another crack at him here. Going blindside. Sophie Davey. Tackle, referee calls roll away. There was no ruck. Brought down just inside their 22. You might be in the splash zone here if they want to clear it, but they don't. They want to go that far sideline again. But they've put it down. Referee's playing on here. That one's going to be called forward. They're still having a chat.
How's the referee coach marked up in the touchy zones?
Well, I tell you, Sydney Uni want to be careful they don't concede any sort of yellow or red cards here, because you want to get through scot-free to a grand final, I would think. And at the moment, at least, that's exactly what they're going to do. Warringah will pack a scrum. Sun continues to set over the west side of Sydney. As it will set on Warringah's season, a top 4 finish in this split season. This Division 1 competition. For Uni though, a perfect season on the horizon should they beat Manly next week. Almost turned over. I think it's just about been retained by Warringah, and it has. It was untidy, but the Ruddies have it. Penalty advantage playing out as well. Strong tackle, I tell you what, that bordered on high contact. And again, the job is done. You don't want to get yourself in strife on Tuesday night. Another penalty. Quick tap taken. Bird, big cutout ball. Outside to Jade Sheridan. Strong tackle, holds onto it. Taken from the 10 by Ingenieri. Inside ball to Mount Stevens. Warringah willing their team on to find another try here. Keeping it alive. Playing it. It's been knocked back, I think, by Uni. Play will continue. There's the bell. So this one's just about done. Uni might not be finished yet. And the result is pretty much out of the question now. Hoy turns it over. Warringah with a chance. Chip and chase attempt. Is it going to be taken as a mark? No. Shows, goes the kick, sells the chocolate, spins around. Freeman out the back, and this time they're going to go for touch. It's been charged down, and Uni just about recover it, but are in a serious amount of strife now. And Warringah just want to upset the celebrations now, but Uni will kick it, and they'll kick it to Burwood just about, and that's full time. Well, next week it's Manly, the Mermaids from Manly taking on the Lionesses of Sydney Uni in the grand final. Warringah and Hunter can hold their heads up high. It's been a good season for them, a top 4 finish in the Women's Premier 15s, but next week, the main event, it's Manly and Uni. Well, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you for joining us here, and we'll hope to see you down the road.
I've unplugged the cable so you can pull it. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard me, but I think when they got up like 28, it was the first time that someone not contracted to the Rebels had scored. I don't think it's a thing that's going to go, oh, we should be punished for doing this. It's like 11-ish times. I don't think you get that. When you have a team with all the teams Sometimes it goes wrong.